Alright, hello and welcome everybody to this week's vlog. Right, what to expect this week. Finishing Iron Flame and trying to read some Christmas books or holes or just, you know what, let's just focus on finishing Iron Flame, right? And doing like a November wrap up because this by the end of the week, it will be December, right? So yay! Alright, so today's reading Dippit is that the preeminent bookstores branches in Norway are owned by the major publishing companies. Ooh, right? So that's super exciting, right? Yeah, so that's just kind of it, what I wanted to say and branch out with that, right? And I have, on Friday, my plan was to, like, finish off Iron Flame, right? But I ended up getting super distracted. I mean, last night I ended up, like, redoing my website, like, completely, right? And I ended up also planning for like a fantasy trip that I have, right? So that kind of consumed my night. I didn't think that I was going to do any of that, but I did. And but you guys should check out my website at E.S.Jennette.com. I think that would be a great. Tell me what your thoughts, your feelings, and what you think. I post on there daily, weekly, and monthly. So you guys should see. Right? It's the home of today's Dippit, as I like to say. I really put a lot of effort into it, and yeah, just tell me what you think. Tell me what you know, right? All the feedback is always well appreciated, right? But anyways, moving on from like that. Oh my gosh. Well, I guess not really moving on from that. Like just honestly, like redoing my website was, it was just, one thing led to another, and I ended up just redoing everything. I mean, it does look great, and I'm going to keep it that way for a while, or at least, like sometimes you end up like reworking something like so much that you're like, okay, it looks good, but you're not really sure, so you have to like just step away and then come back to it and see if it's actually like any good, right? Yeah, that's the kind of a state that I'm in currently. So I ended up, yeah. I'm probably going to take a look at it like later on tonight when I see that it is completely done, and or like, well, after I'm completely done for the day, and see what I think. Maybe make some more modifications to it. I'm not sure, but that's just like life, right? So I did not get a chance to read last night, which shucks, right? But it is what it is. Right, I did end up reading like a chapter yesterday, which is good. And, at least I read, but it was just something. Thumbs up for me, right? But again, it was just mainly just doing the editing, right? But anyways, that's it for me. I hope everybody liked today's just kind of dip it here, and we'll see you next time. And bye. All right. Hello and welcome everybody. Hopefully everybody's doing today. Welcome. And so today is reading Dippit is Tusan Doku means to let reading materials pile up in one's home and never read them. Right? Sounds kind of like me and how I'm covering it, right? And how you would never know, right? But I am happy to announce that I am a little over halfway Iron Flame, right? Which is super exciting. I'm super happy about that, and it's going to be super great. So far, it's so good. The relationship between Violet and Xaden is ever growing, and I do appreciate that, and I think that's super cute, super, I don't know, just lovely. I just like it a lot. And yeah, right? I think like I'm more just like powering through the book just to get it done, right? And it's definitely going to be like a never ending story type situation when I read it again, right? And yeah, so I just can't wait to get it done and over with, right, to be honest, so that way I can move on to either Journey to the Center of the Earth or Holes or just like frankly just any other book. Like I feel like with Fourth Wing and Iron Flame, like yeah, they're good, but I just feel like the internet made me buy it, right? and that I thought I would enjoy it a lot more than what I would have, right? And maybe it's just because, like, I feel like I'm being forced to read it on a schedule that I don't really necessarily want to be reading it on, especially I have so many other books that I want to be reading, right? Like, I mean, I went to the library, there was 2-3 weeks ago, and brought home 3 other books, just maybe to avoid reading Iron Flame, right? I don't know, right? But it is good from, like, what they can gather, right? Or like the first half of the book of Iron Frame is really good, and I think it's just because we know the world building and we know what's happening, and it's like the second year of school, right? And that we got more dragon riding, which is you know great, right? And I feel that very classic. We're gonna like burn down like they're not the patriarchy, but like the school system because it's wrong. And it makes me think of Babel, right? Oh my gosh, that book was so good. I really loved Babel, right? But anyways, this is it, right? A part of me is hoping that my festivities tonight will be canceled, so that way I can spend the rest of my night like kind of speed reading the rest of Iron Flame, but I highly doubt that'll happen. Or maybe I'm just looking for an excuse to have that happen, so that way I can spend the rest of my night reading Iron Flame, right? So that way I can get it done, right? But that is wishful thinking. That probably won't even happen, right? But one can hope and pray, right? And man, we got some snow last night here, and I feel like really stuffed up right now. But I'm sure as soon as I get outside, everything's gonna be like right, and just my sinuses will clear right up. Maybe that's why I sound a little sinusy, right? But anyways, that is just kind of it for me, right? My thoughts on Iron Flame so far, and yeah, we will see you guys later. All right, bye. Hello, little Dippets, and today's reading Dippet is that the Library of Alexandria is considered the capital of learning and knowledge during the ancient period. The Library of Alexandria in Egypt was one of the largest ancient libraries in the world. During ancient times, Alexandria was considered as the capital of learning and knowledge, certainly of the great library. Most well-known scholars worked at this library during the 3rd and 2nd centuries BC. Ooh, I think that's pretty cool. Alright, but anyways, as you can see, you don't see Iron Flame anywhere. And that is because I've decided to DNF it because I literally cannot tell you what actually happened in that book. And if I'm being super honest, I probably couldn't even really tell you what happened in Fourth Wing, right? That I was reading it, but I really wasn't reading it, and so I decided that, I still, because I really wasn't reading it, and I want to reread it, maybe right now it's not the time and the place for those books, and I'm just going to consider it being like one of those, like, the internet made me do it kind of a thing. So do I want to reread them or kind of like read them in general? Yeah, of course, right? And am I kind of angry that I paid money for them and I could have saved that money? Yeah, a little bit, right? But that being said, because of that, I'm pretty kind of angry that I paid like full price for these books. But I will read them. So I guess now I am really going to be considerate of the books which I buy online or just in general. And I mean, even if like at the bookstore, if it's like $2, right? Like $2 is $2. Like that's coffee or like I don't know, something else like that I could be doing because clearly I got like a very large TBR. Now I do have like Iron Flame and Fourth Wing kind of behind this stack of books, which is fine, where it can stay there for a while, right? And so right now I'm kind of perplexed. Do I read Journey to the Center of the Earth, which is the book I plan to read? Do I read Holes or The Unmaking of June Farrow, right? I read a few chapters of Journey to the Center of the Earth yesterday or last night, and I read it, but I really wasn't reading it. So I read like 2 chapters, so I felt like maybe it was just because I wasn't feeling the greatest last night, and I just like DNF'd Iron Flame, and I wanted to be doing other things right? So I decided that, you know what, I'm going to give it another chance today. I borrowed it from the library, and I could probably read it within 2 days, which means that I'm still going to be reading or finishing a book in November, which means that I will have read 6 books this month, which is yes, right? And so I think that the lesson learned is to you know, just not pick up books from the library, right? And just read the books that I have, because I do have lots of books that I do want to be reading, right? So, yeah, so I think I'm going to be reading Journey to the Center of the Earth. All right. Hopefully, between everything in which I'm doing, I can finish it today. I mean, like, it's a pretty short book, and it's because it's like a YA, or not YA, it's meant for children, that I think it's just a little over 300 pages, but I can read it a lot faster than if it was like a fiction for adults, so I don't think it should be too bad. And for the 2 chapters I read, it is a lot different from the movie, which, like, I think I wasn't expecting, but I should have, just because of the fact that you know, this book was written a long time ago, and yeah, so, and that this book is the Puffins classic, right? And but anyways, Journey to the Center of the Earth, I'm super excited. I really liked the movie. It used to be like a comfort movie for me for a while, which just means I would watch it over and over and over again. But yeah, now that that's kind of done, right? I think I'm just gonna, you know, I'm gonna carry it along with me, see how far I get. Hopefully I can read it. Yeah, so like, I guess, like, what would be my TBR for December? I have no idea. I don't want to put restrictions on myself. I know that I want to be reading The Unmaking of June Farrow, Holes, One Day in December, and The Santa Suit, and The Lightning Thief, which is 5 books, which I think that's pretty good. That's pretty decent for 5 books is like what I should be doing. I mainly want to be reading The Lightning Thief because the Percy Jackson series comes out December 20th, I think. And I think the first couple episodes are just going to be the first book, which I think is valid. So I think that's what I'm going to start off with. But anyways, thumbs up. All right. Have a great day. All right. And yeah, we'll catch you somewhere else. Bye. My reading dippets. Alright, so today's reading dippet is that Jane Austen had a knack for brewing her own beer. She used molasses to give her brews a sweeter taste. Ooh. Alright. Alright, so that is something to know. Alright, so I was able to finish Journey to the Center of the Earth yesterday. Yes, I read it in one day. It was that easy and simple, right? And it obviously not like the movie. For some reason I thought it was going to be, right? But they've definitely, there's elements of this book that are like that of the real one. Now it does make me interested to see that obviously this is for kids, if there's like more of an adult version, how that version differs. But yeah, like there's certain things about like the movie which are like the same with the book, like how they get out of the volcano, or not the volcano, but out from the Journey to the Center of the Earth, and they've definitely modernized the movie a lot. But, you know, at least now I can say that I've read the book, and it's really great. And so this means that I've read 6 books this month, so I could add it to my pile. And I will be returning this book to the library on Saturday when I go to volunteer at the bookstore. So that was great. I would recommend Journey to the Center of the Earth. Now, I am interested in reading more of Jules Verne books, right? But at the moment, no. And I guess I just don't have a strong enough connection to the other ones like I do with Journey to the Center of the Earth. And it's like, what do they find at the center of the earth? Really nothing of value or significance. It's all about their journey, how they get there, right? That's all it is about. Now, what should I read next? That is the question. You know, let's just make a decision, right? I'm going to read Holes. right? Now, I picked up this book because I really liked the movie and I really want to read it. Will I be able to read this book in one day? No, right? Will I hopefully read it by the end of tomorrow? Yeah, right? This book is a lot, well, they're both small books. This one's more narrower, right? But going to finish this or read this book for November, and then we can start into our December reads, or, you know, the end of year TBR, what we want to read before the end of the year. I definitely want to read the 2 Christmas books that I have and the 2 book of the month books I have, plus another book of the month, or December's book of the month, which I will be getting, right? But I think I'm going to wait to before I order my December book of the month, just to see what the BookTube sphere says about it, right? Just so, you know, because you got to be in the know. You got to be like everybody else and see what's good, right? But at the same time, I don't want to get what everybody else is getting, and I know that I will be getting what I want to get, right? Oh, I guess in December I also want to be reading Percy Jackson, The Lightning Thief. That is another thing I want to be reading. So, there's that. Alright, so, thumbs up. Thank you for tuning in. Hopefully everything is great for you guys, and have a really awesome day. Alright, bye! Hello and welcome everyone. Alright, so today's reading Dippit is that Thomas Pynchon's middle name is Ruggles. Isn't that funny? Just Ruggles to begin with. Right, so I have read a little bit of Holes, and I'm loving it so far. It's written very well. I'm very intrigued in the story. I'll probably finish it tomorrow, or maybe tonight, depending on how things go. Right, and if I do, because it's the 1st of December, right, that it'll be the first book read in December, and then to keep on with the short books, I might read the Santa Suit next, just so that way I can give that Christmas book back to the bookstore, right? Anyways, loving it. But with the TBR wrap-up, right, and in November, I've read A Journey to the Center of the Earth by Jules Verne, Chitty Chitty Bang Bang Flies Again by Frank Cotwell Boyce, right? The Little Bookshop on the Scene, right, by Rebecca Raisin, right? Oh man, the best book of them all, The Storied Life of A.J. Thickery by Gabrielle Zevin, right? They Hate You Give by Angie Thomas, least recommended book that I have, and Chitty Chitty Bang Bang, The Magical Car by Ian Fleming, most unexpected favorite, right? Well, I knew I would like it, right? But yeah, that is what I have read this month, right? Very nice. Enjoying it, right? Anyways, thumbs up to all of the books that I have read, right? I'm loving it, right? So, I've read 6, right? But started Iron Flame, DNF'd it, and Holes. So it's kind of like 8 books altogether, but really only 6 read, but 2 started, right? And 1 DNF'd. So, but anyways, thumbs up to this, right? Thumbs up to Holes, right? And finding out that somebody actually named their child, or gave their child Ruggles, the middle name of Ruggles. I think that's hilarious, right? But anyways, this is just kind of it. Oh, and as you can tell with most books, now I have, because there's like a reader's guide at the back of this book, it's like the last page, it's like the page where it's like the 100 pages left, and the page where it's exactly halfway through the book, you know, reading goals, or that's where I'm reading to, you know, right? Anyways, that's just kind of what it is, right? Enjoying it, living life. Yes. Alright. Hopefully everybody has a great day. It's kind of a rainy, gloomy day, so I hope it goes well for you all. Yeah. And I'll fulfill you on the next reading, Dippit. Maybe later on tonight, but probably tomorrow morning. Alright. Hopefully you have a great day. Alright. Enjoy. Alright. Hello and welcome to today's little reading Dippit. Alright, speaking of that, did you know that Frederick Backman was a blogger before A Man Called Ove became a bestseller sleeper hit? Very interesting. So, as expected, I was able to finish Holes last night, and it was really good, and I liked how there was an ending to it where you were left to fill in the holes, right, with what happened. I remember watching the movie as a kid and really enjoying it, so I'm about to go turn the movie on right now and to see how it compares. I'm sure it'll be great, right? But, yeah, I thought it was really cute. I thought it was really amazing. I liked how, digging holes, Bill's character, but it was all to find, this, like one suitcase that has money in it, right? And I knew that's, why they were digging, and, they just didn't know why they were digging or where they were digging, but it was all to find, this suitcase, and I don't know. It was a really great story, quick read, I mean, obviously, and, but, it was just, I don't know, I would recommend. It was a nice kind of, what I like to say, it was a nice palate cleanser because it was a kid's book, so therefore it's a quick read, right? But what I'm going to read next is, The Santa Suit by Mary Kay Andrews, right? So it's like 210 pages or something like that. So I should be able to read it in a day as well, because the text is pretty big too, right? So 3 books in 1 week. That's not too bad. But I guess before I so this is what I'm going to read. Set that over here. Ta-da. All right, but with Holes, it's the first book over here in my December read pile, which is really nice, right? But my craft project that I've been working on is this. I got this little blankie here with this pink multicolored, and I got this green and teal multicolored pattern over here, knitting them. I'm not too sure what's going with the making of them, because the balls are only so big. At first I was thinking maybe some purses, maybe some extra wide scarves, I don't know, maybe just baby blankets and then put a border around them. I'm not too sure. Right? And these green knitting needles, they're very pliable, right? So I'm always worried I'm going to break them. But I'm pretty sure that these were my grandma's. Well, actually, I'm not pretty sure. I know that these ones were my grandma's. So which is why I'm so scared and wanting to be so delicate with them, because I don't want them to break because they've lasted this long, right? So I should assume that they're not going to break, but at the same time, right? But plan for right now is to get myself some tea, watch Holes, right? And then start to read The Santa Suit before I have to go in to volunteer. I think that would be a good plan. I think that's great. Right, and it'll get me into the Christmas spirit, right? Because it's December 2nd, and we have no snow yet. Boo-hoo, right? Which is actually kind of great, but it's another kind of foggy, rainy kind of day. So there's that, right? But anyways, hopefully everybody's having a great and wonderful day, and everything. Every day next day is brighter for everybody. But yeah, right? I don't know. Thumbs up, right? Have a great one. Alright, bye. Hello and welcome everybody. Today's little reading Dippit in the closing of today's vlog. Alright, so 451 degrees Fahrenheit isn't actually the temperature in which paper burns. Bradbury was misinformed when he was choosing the title for Fahrenheit 451. That's actually the temperature in which paper will combust. Isn't that a weird or a good little reading Dippit? Right, so I finished reading The Santa Suit last night. So yes, I did read 1 book in a day, which was super great. And in this book, it's just about how this girl, she's lives in the big city, she's going through a divorce, and then she just decides that she's just going to turn her life all upside down, move to this small city, buy this small little farm, and in this house there's a a Santa suit, because the original owners who have passed away would dress up as Mr. and Mrs. Claus. And so she wanted to, so there's this like letter to Santa, like how this little girl, she just wanted her daddy to come home from the war. And in trying to find out who, this little girl was and the family, she ends up like, making some really great friends, and, finding a little love interest for herself, reconnecting family, and finding solutions. And it's just so super cute, like a cute little read. I really enjoyed it, right? But now, after reading that, I feel like I need to read something more adult, right? So I'm not going to be able to read this in one day, which is fine. I think I'm going to read The Unmaking of June Farrow, which is my book of the month book from November, and I think it's going to be really cute, really nice, a nice little read. And yeah, right, then maybe, I don't know, I'm kind of liking this where I'll kind of have like a short book or more of an adult book, and then a kid's book, and then, so after reading The Unmaking of June Farrow, I think I'll be reading, what is it? I don't want to say, the Percy Jackson book and The Lightning Thief, because I don't think that the first couple episodes will be more than the first book. And if it is, then I can just like speed read the rest of them, right? Over the Christmas holidays, which will be great, right? Anyways, this is just kind of the wrap up to this week's vlog, where I've read 3 books in 1 week. Yay! But yeah, but they've all been like really short. 2 of them have been kids' books, so it's not like this is gonna happen on a regular basis. But yeah, every now and again, right? It's really nice to say that, like, yes, I've read 3 books. Go me, pat on the back, right? But anyways, that's just kind of it. Hopefully everybody's doing all right, right? Thank you for watching and staying tuned, just getting, your daily dippets here with me. And, I don't know, we'll see you guys all next time. Hopefully everybody's doing great. And, yeah. Alright, bye!